Yeah, and one thing I wanted to say, Rob, as we're getting into the baseball subject with Major League Baseball and this scandal, this cheating scandal. But one thing I said to you before the show, I was like, I'm glad we talked baseball
throughout
during
the
good
year.
times.
Yes.
Yeah, throughout the year. We talked the playoffs. We talked hot stove. If somebody signs a big contract, obviously the World Series. So you can't charge us with, they only talking baseball when it's something negative
bad,
going on.
No.
So I'm glad we can say that because you have to talk it right now.
Oh, yeah.
And the latest developments are the Mets parted ways mutually. And
no matter how you paint it, Chris, whether he stepped down or he was pushed, it was the right thing that
Carlos
had to happen.
Beltran as
right?
manager.
Didn't we talk about this?
Oh, yeah.
We talked
no
about
doubt.
this since Monday.
We knew this was coming.
Yes.
Once Boston did it, if Boston had not yet fired Alex Cora, I don't know that this would have happened.
Right. But once they fired it, even before the details of the Boston investigation, the stuff was Houston was bad enough that they said, Alex Cora, you can't manage here. So we knew that it was time for, Beltran to either be fired or step down.
So that happened today, but that became minuscule compared to right. The latest allegations. Now, a woman on Twitter or account on Twitter that claims to be
the
niece of
Beltran.
Carlos Beltran. Is it Beltran or Beltran? She's the niece of Beltran.
Beltran, because she's mad that her uncle's getting all the brunt.
Right.
So
she is saying that
she was told
Jose Altuve.
She was told to keep quiet, but she's not.
And she said Jose Altuve and other players for the Astros, Alex Bregman,
who's also
two of
had
their greatest players, obviously,
both had great
had
years.
devices underneath their buzzers, underneath their jerseys that, obviously you could buzz and they'd know what pitch was coming. Curveball, off speed, change up, fastball, whatever. And now Beltran's family has denied that this woman is related to them. However, that account has broken correct news about Beltran before. And so that's why people are like, hold on, there's something here. Gary Sheffield's son, he made a good point. It's speculation, but it sounds like he could be right. He said it's probably a burner account for a player.
Right. Who knows
what's going on.
Knows what's going on, and that's why it's been correct sometimes.
Yes.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, now Jose Altuve through his agent Scott Boras has denied it.
Yep.
That he ever wore any type of device underneath his uniform.
But if you've been on social media today, Chris, and you've seen some of the video and whatnot, where the big one, there's two. You see something underneath his jersey that looks like a device taped to his chest. And the other one, which to me is if I'm Major League Baseball, I'm the commissioner, we have to investigate this. He hits a big walk-off home run, and as he rounds the base and his teammates are at home plate, he grabs his jersey to hold on to it, and he says to them, don't rip my jersey off.
Right.
Because he has wire or something underneath. Who, after you hit a big home run like that, would even be concerned about your teammates?
I would be completely fine. I would want them to rip my
it off,
jersey
off. Rip it off, throw Gatorade over me, whatever. Like it's an awesome moment.
Yes.
And if you look at it, and he's like,
there's no other way to read it.
He goes,
because why else are you? And then he grabs it. He's holding it like, y'all know, don't touch this.
Exactly.
And then Josh Reddick, there are pictures of him being interviewed post-game with his jersey off and what looks like a wire that's not, he's had a microphone in his hand, so it's not for the mic.
Not right. It
looks like he's wired.
Right,
looks like he's wired. And so this is, look, Rob, if this stuff is true, and obviously Major League Baseball is going to investigate, if this stuff is true, I mean, first of all, this makes banging on garbage cans seem prehistoric.
If they're wearing wire and they're getting buzzed and all that, I totally agree.
That's Atari compared to what do they have today? I don't even know the video games. With Madden. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's nothing compared to this.
And if this stuff is true, you want to talk about you could talk about lifetime ban if it's even that. Or like a major, not a 1 year, Chris. I think that's bigger.
Really?
If you're cheating the game in that sense, that you're wearing something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Really.
Because you're over the line. You're taking it to another degree.
So you would say lifetime.
If you've cheated to that extent and they find out that you were wired and you're getting buzz and those great years you put together, all we ever talked about was how great Altuve. Altuve's 5'4", like smashing the ball.
Right.
Like we're just like, this guy's unbelievable.
Right.
Am I right? That's all we talked about.
Rob G, who has the numbers? Rob G, give us Jose Altuve's numbers.
Listen to these numbers
in the World Series, home and away.
Now I know you guys are big number guys, so when I saw this, I had to forward it to you immediately. Now this is I can't say exactly who gave it to us. It's a statistician on Twitter.
Yes.
Jose Altuve, home OPS in the 2017 playoffs, 1.541, which is elite.
That is incredible.
Right.
Elite.
Yes.
On the road, though, not so much. Hitting a 0.497. So he's 3 times better at home than he was on the road in the playoffs.
Rob, I've put it out there before. I like where you're going with the suspensions. I actually thought if they're guilty, 1 year suspension without pay, but you're saying it's got to be more.
It's got to be more.
What else? Lifetime.
A lifetime
or
ban
5 years.
or ban.
It's got to be without pay.
Right, and then maybe you could
contract voided. I think.
No, absolutely. And then you could maybe reapply to get back in the league like they let
in
people
5
do.
years.
In 5 or so years.
If you're out 5 years,
you might be out.
That's probably your career.
Right, to not be in getting major league pitching.
But this is major. And I've thrown it out. The titles need to be vacated if this is true. I think they should be vacated already.
But this gives you more
But
evidence.
if this is true, you have got to vacate it and get rid of all the statistics. We don't even erase what Altuve did and everybody did in this series. It's gone. And the guy one of the guys I feel really bad for is Clayton Kershaw.
How about
because we mentioned it, but now when you see this, give me you had some stats.
I'll give you the
from
stats.
Kershaw. I mean, let's paint the picture correctly.
All right,
Clayton Kershaw is the best pitcher regular season of this generation.
Without question.
Without question. In the postseason, he's gotten rocked at critical times. And that is going to precede what he did in the regular season. We're going to look at, everybody looking at him like,
his legacy's been hurt by this.
You couldn't get it done. You're a choke artist, and you've got some numbers that talk about what's happening.
This came from Starting 9 on Twitter.com, and this was Clayton Kershaw in the 2017 World Series. At Dodger Stadium, Chris, 11 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 15 strikeouts, and an ERA of 0.82. That's pretty stellar.
And here's why we're saying that, because obviously the Astros could only cheat, and the Red Sox could only cheat at home. So in L.A., Kershaw was incredible.
Right, but at Minute Maid Park
in Houston,
right, 4.2, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and an ERA of 6.50. So you see the stark difference. Depending on where you're playing. And
here's my thing. If you vacate the titles, erase the statistics, everything, then Kershaw's legacy is restored.
And if you're a Dodger fan right now, Chris, you're sick. Because now you're seeing this stuff with Altuve, and also you're looking at it saying we lost 2 World Series to the 2 cheating teams. The Astros, and we're still waiting to hear how the extent of the Red Sox, but those we already know that Alex Cora is the linchpin between both, right?
Well, and you brought up the Dodgers. Rob G, they are, what is it, the city council?
The LA City Council will vote coming up here on a resolution that demands the Dodgers be given the 2017 and 2018 World Series titles.
Now, here's what I say to that. If I'm a Dodger, I don't want it. And honestly, if I'm a fan, I don't want it.
Nah, that's not the same.
This doesn't mean anything. It really does. I hate to say it. It doesn't mean anything. Those players aren't going to feel good. Can you feel good about it? I'm not a player, but when I was an athlete, you want the pleasure, the experience of winning it.
And Dodger fans on Twitter are mostly like, they don't want the championships like that, but they're mad. They're mad because
as they should be.
They feel like the Dodgers got hosed
They
twice.
lost in 7 to Boston, Houston.
To Houston, and then they got blown away.
Right.
If you remember, Boston blew away 3 teams that year: the Yankees, the Astros, and the Dodgers. So it's amazing.
Alex Wood said he'd rather see a guy using PEDs than knowing the cause like this.
No doubt about it. It is worse.
Yeah, I mean, they're both bad, but because the PEDs, now we know it was rampant. And to your point, pitchers using it, hitters using it. Now, we're not justifying it.
No, but it was probably more on an even playing field than we want to believe.
I mean, unless this is rampant.
I'm not saying that nobody else has done it, Chris, but not to the extent of this. What was mastermind here?
I could definitely see other teams doing, the video cameras and all that, but buzzers,
right?
That's taking it to a whole nother level. All right, we're not done with this topic, and we know you want to weigh in, so give us a call, 877-99 on Fox. Let's start with Nick in New York. Nick, welcome to the Odd Couple.
How you guys doing? Favorite show? I think Fox Sports should be privileged to have you two. I think you do a great job.
My man, Nick, we appreciate that. Now, are you in upstate New York or
where are you
city?
Exactly?
I'm in the worst part. I'm up in Albany.
In Albany with all the snow. Yeah. Okay. All right, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah,
what you got?
Not too bad. Not too bad, but it's New York.
It ain't New York City. We get it.
So I think that the Major League should take this a step further. I think anyone that played on that team during that time should be suspended for an entire year, whether you're with the team or not, and the entire team should be suspended. The entire organization, 1 year ban from baseball.
You can't do that.
Do it.
That would hurt other teams.
No, they have to do it next. They have to do it next year. But they ruin the integrity of the game. I mean, to have a buzzer on you to do that. I mean, you didn't just hurt their own fan base by doing this. They hurt the entire MLB because, what's true? If they're doing this, what are they not doing?
No, Nick, I get it.
I mean, some of what you said, I think is.
But they can't do that.
You can't just take the team out of the league.
It would be unbalanced. It's just too many headaches.
Yeah,
right?
There's no way you could do that.
You can't do it.
Just vacate the titles. Suspend the players that were really doing this. I mean,
everybody don't think everybody was doing it. I know it. I'm just saying, Chris.
The guys that knew but weren't doing it. Again, that's bad that they knew
but
and didn't say nothing. But it's not the same
as participated. Right. How about Riff in Idaho? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Riff?
Hey, gentlemen, you disappoint me, both of you. You're well-known reporters. You've been in the business for years. Yet your revisionist history is surprising with Clayton Kershaw. Are you kidding me? Have you seen his postseason record? It's not
we know it's right. Riff, we get that, but hold on, Riff, and we're gonna don't cut him off.
Right. We're not blind of that.
He struggled for the most part throughout his postseason, but he had been better.
Right.
And then he had these moments in which Rob read the stats from,
especially in that World Series
where you went oh wow, I thought he had gotten over it, and now he's back.
Exactly,
right? So
Riff. So
we get what you're saying.
And the Nationals beat him up last year.
Right.
We know that. We're not saying that he's exonerated totally. But you can't tell me if you remember Game 1 of that World Series. He pitched a 7 or 8 inning, 1-0 game. Right. He pitched well, but when he went to Houston, he got bombed, Riff. That's all we're making a point of.
Yeah, but traditionally home records are better than going on the road anyway.
But
I mean, you're going to dominate in your own park.
Did you heard those stats?
Did you hear the stats for Altuve too? Everybody? Right. I mean, it just was overwhelming, one-sided. Thanks for the call, Riff. We appreciate it.
Let's go to Gary in Jacksonville. Gary, you're on with Chris and Rob.
Guys, always love your show. Like Odell Beckham, I love the way you guys get to the bottom of things.
Gary, that joke was better than anything Rob has said in the entire year and a half of the show.
What?
Hey, guys, though, with the disgraceful hiring of men in color in professional football, I'm proud to say at least the Dolphins are not guilty of that, and I'm very proud of the fact.
Well, and he did a really good job this year, too. Yeah.
And I think it should be vacated, and there should be some kind of suspension for like you said, the players involved, whether it be work out something with the Players Association, whether it's 20 or 30 games, but I think the punishment should have been even harder than it was. Thanks,
if
guys.
they're wearing buzzers, it's got to be long. It's got to be at least a season.
If they can get through to that and find out what's going on there, I agree with that. I'm telling you, it could be a ban from baseball, and you have to ask for reinstatement in 5 years. I'm serious. That's
right.
cheating at a high degree. Cam in Denver, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Cam?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's happening?
Oh, just driving down the highway, stuck in traffic. But I got what I don't understand is nobody is really talking about how light the punishment is, because I don't think much of the sports media pays attention to how the draft works in baseball and how it affects it. The fact is, on their 40-man roster, 17 out of 40 didn't go through the draft. They're not from the United States or Puerto Rico, so they're actually being signed out of the Dominican. So if you look at domestic players and who actually gets into Major League Baseball, only 1 in 2 of any first-round picks ever plays a game.
But
Cam, 1 in 3.
Cam, let me just stop you. Bill Belichick and the Patriots got busted cheating. He didn't even get suspended. Okay, they've had their other issues. All I'm saying is you could say that baseball's being soft or whatever. We just saw a general manager and a manager suspended for a year, right, in this. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but Bill Belichick got 0.
I agree
he
with
got
you,
nothing.
Cam,
he got nothing.
I do think it was soft. I think it was soft. I think they should vacate the titles. I've been saying that for all week. So I agree with you to some degree.
If you take away a first-round pick from Belichick, you're taking away a player that starts next year. In baseball, you're taking away the opportunity to sign somebody who might never play.
But the idea that you get no suspension, that's the week that's weak. Bill Belichick got no suspension.
But I mean that
right? You got nothing.
That's different though than what's happening in baseball.
I'm just saying there was no suspension for cheating.
What's happening, y'all? It's Chris Broussard.
I'm Rob Parker.
And we are
The Odd Couple. Check us out as often as you can on YouTube.
And always remember, I'm Oscar and he's Felix.
Oh, man. Are you serious?